as it pains me to say this, this is the most serious video I will probably ever make on the myth of Soma. So if you're a GM or part of the community, please listen to this because it is extremely serious. Today I woke up to a lot of WhatsApp messages where a lot of the Korean characters were keylogged and the items were hacked and deleted. Some people may find that funny, but a keylogger will record everything on somebody's computer, their personal information, information about their family, information about their children, information about their bank details, information about their work. So this is more serious than somebody dropping items or misplacing items or breaking something at the anvil. This is now taking people personal things into consideration. So basically what's been happening over a period of, I guess, years now is there's been a PvP bot been used that was created by Billy, the pharmaceutical character on Soma, which I'm sure everybody knows. And it's been obvious that this has been in game. There's been dodgy stones been happening for years, etc., etc. I don't want to go into too much into that detail at the moment, but what happened recently is some of the Korean characters messaged Billy to try and get this stone hack that it's been very obvious that characters like Gulag have been using for some time. Billy then sent them an updated file which contained a keylogger. I'm going to say, I can't 100% say this, but it's pretty obvious it contained a keylogger, and this is how their account details were stolen. I can't say if it was actually Billy himself who stole the items or that if somebody paid him to do this. It doesn't really sound like this is something that Billy would do personally, but I can understand how there would be financial gain behind this from the opposing side. I've got some evidence on here, the screen showing a conversation I had with Billy on the right-hand side this morning that they basically asked for the same hack that their side had, i.e. Gulag and DL, etc. And he gave them for no charge. They've been using this stuff I gave them for 6 months, no problem. But he did say it was nothing to do with him. But it's a bit funny how an updated file is the only thing in connection with all these accounts that was on a certain computer or certain Koreans' computers that had this. And on the left-hand side is a combination between one of the Koreans and Billy of how this stone thing works. I have many more screenshots like this that I've had off different people, but it's pretty obvious, and I've said this all along, that these bots and these things that were created by certain people in the game that we all know about. Now, it's one thing having a stone hack or having an advantage over another player. That's the thing. But key logging will record everything on your keyboard. So, like I say, people's financial information, people's personal information is now at jeopardy, and somebody has this information out there which could be very detrimental to people, and it's very, very serious. And I think that this is the most serious thing I've ever seen in Soma. Buying items and piloting and botting and things like that. That all is a different conversation, but key logging is something that really, I think, ruined Soma as well. We all know the bagel phone call. But this is people's lives here, and this is people's livelihoods at stake. So this really needs to be taken serious by game masters and the community. If this is how one side of the rivalry, and I'm going to use that word in brackets, think that this is how they can get a one-up on somebody by keylogging and getting rid of 5 or 6 characters and all their items, then this is how toxic the game has now become. It is no longer about just logging in with your friends, getting on voice chat, having a bit of fun like you do on any other game. It is now resorted to paying somebody to hack some characters to then delete their items and delete their characters to then have an advantage in the game. Now, that is absolute fucking nonsense that somebody has to go that far to do this. And we all know who's behind this as well. But it's pretty serious, this, and I think the GMs really need to look at this and do a server rewind to the point just before this hack happened and get this fixed ASAP. The character that they think got the items or had something to do with transfer of the items with his hell spells. I don't know if that helps anybody trace this character or not, but like I say, it is serious. And if this is a state of Soma in 2023 that people have to keylog to win a Guild Village war or to get back at somebody because they dropped an item, then people really need to take a serious look at their own lives, because this is a game that we've all played since our childhood. It's got a lot of nostalgia for a lot of people. I've been to friends' weddings that I played with on eSoma when I was 13, 14 years old. I've got friends for life from this game, and it's something that I want my son. My son watches me play this game and he touches the screen and kills the monsters, and I want my son to play this game when he grows up. So I am taking this seriously. And again, this is people's livelihood at stake. This is not just some items. This is people who've spent years and years and years getting these items. Now, when it comes to the PvP bot, I've got to say I've never used these bots, and I've obviously been stoned by range 3 and 4 recently. but something the GM sides need to do that, because I think people are always going to have some sort of coding and advantage over the game because it's a simple game, but the botting needs to be done on the server side. Either just delete stone and feathers for a while, I don't know, something needs to happen, but these PvP bots obviously are going to be riddled everywhere now, and it seems that however many people have been distributed this and things like that. Like I say, I got, not even Billy, it was somebody else was trying to sell me a PvP bot recently. So it's obviously around everywhere, and I think that's something that the GMs need to look at. The server side is, how can you make the game so people don't have to bot? That's what you really need to look at, not how can you stop them, because you're not going to, because these people are so smart on the code and things like that, you're probably never going to stop them. But this is really something that seriously needs to be looked at. So I hope that there is a server rewind before this happened, and I hope that the GMs could do something with the stone. It seems to be stone and feathers. Let me just go back to the screenshot here. I didn't really read this. It seems to be stone PK list, press W to start after you stone someone. So it seems to be stone's the issue. So maybe if you just remove stone out of the game until this is fixed. But again, I think this is serious, and I think if this isn't fixed and these keylogged items aren't returned, because this is a keylogger, remember, not just somebody who dropped an item or somebody shared it with a friend who wasn't really a friend and stole some items. This is some serious hacking going on, and this is how eSoma ended. And personally, I think this would be the end of this server if this is how the server wants to go down with this. So please, GMs, please do something about it. Please do something about how the game is used, so there is no need to the bots, and something the server side for these stone hacks to be fixed. And I hope we can all move on from this. And please just stop being so toxic with a rivalry. Obviously, it's a bit of fun taking the mickey out of somebody when you get a kill or whatever, but we're all grown men. We're all probably in our 30s or 40s. Would you rather see this server die, or would you rather see it live on so your kids can play it? That's your option now, and that's your choice. So stop with the toxicity. A little bit of banter's fine, but stop fucking keylogging people.